Welcome to the Yavneh Media Arts Studio podcast for our first alumni podcast interview with a Yavneh alumni, obviously. And today I have the pleasure to be talking to a 2020 alumni graduate from Yavneh, Shaked Gozlan, who's had quite a journey since 2020. Shaked, how are you going?
I'm good. How are you doing, Daska?
Good. It's great to have you back in the podcast studio, even though, you didn't do media. That's all good. But you did study VCE art back in the day. And I was going to ask you, and the reason you're here is because you've got a lot of stuff that's happened since 2020. But how did you feel about, like, back when you studied, it was called studio art back then? What in particular did you enjoy, or what did you excel in doing?
I think I really liked printmaking, so I decided to make my folio, I guess, based on using whatever printmaking practices I could.
Okay.
But, like, I was also influenced by music and, I guess, a lot of stuff, I guess, around me because we were in lockdown during that period of time.
Oh,
so
yeah. Remember that? You did the art piece with the records, yeah? I remember.
Yeah.
That's still in the art room now to this day.
Oh, it's in the okay. I've got to
Yeah,
pick that
and
up.
there's a Beatles album. Yeah. No, I want it. I like it on my wall. But yeah, what did you so you excelled at printmaking? Did you excel at using Excel?
Probably not. Math
Okay,
was not my strong.
That's the last joke I'm gonna do for the day. Maybe. Who are your favorite artists? Because we will have some studio. Well, it's called art making and exhibiting students now watching this, and we'll get to the big news in a second. But yeah, who are your favorite artists? Just so they can do their R&D.
You know what? I really struggle with that question. I feel like there are so many amazing artists and they inspire me for different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly, that question it's a great question, but
Fair enough. What about the Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo? Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? Nah. Obviously, yeah, them. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think a lot of those artists are really great. Like I did study in Italy for a while, and
Oh,
I
wow.
think the way that they were able to sculpt out of marble so seamlessly to make it look like super super smooth
Wow.
is really
You were in Italy.
yeah.
Wow, that would have been amazing. Whereabouts, like Rome or?
So in Florence,
Wow,
just out of Florence, that's where the Monash campus was.
that is amazing. That is amazing, actually. Did you happen to go to Greece and see the marble there?
I did not.
That should be on your list. The Greek marble is the best. No, I'm just. What advice would you give to VCE art making students? So it's term 1. You know the drill. You went through it. What advice would you give them?
I would say use all your time really wisely. There's a lot of exploration that you can do and so many avenues that you could, I guess, expand on. But really delve into what is most inspiring to you because whatever you're passionate about is, I guess, gonna be able to make you make the best work possible.
Yeah, I mean, look, teaching a folio subject like media, I see the art making students creating their folios, and it's completely different to a media folio and Viscom as well. But the amount of work that goes into these folios, and then we have the folio night. Remember, that was a great. Oh wait, we did an online one.
We didn't.
But you've been to our folio nights. I've invited you to the arts festivals, and I remember your folio specifically, and yeah, it is a lot of work, and it's paid off. I think 100%. So, Shaked, what did you study after leaving school? So, after year 12, what happened?
So year 12 was done, and then I was considering going on an Israel trip, but again COVID, and then I decided I kind of just want to jump straight into studying fine art. So I got into Monash, and I guess I started by thinking that I was going to spend more time doing painting and printmaking.
Nice.
But eventually, as the years progressed, I made more of my work, I guess, more contemporary video works, performance-based works,
Cool.
documentary
Nice.
type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just kind of went straight in 2021.
Did you find that like Yavneh, you did art, the electives in year 7, 8, 9, 10. They were a big help, and like they guided you through to pick year 11 and 12 art.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I have always been very interested in art, and I've always been making art. Like I've been doing after school classes since I was 5. But the art studio at Yavneh, honestly, like not just saying this because we're at Yavneh, but it was a really great space. Like for me, that was a really safe space.
It was magical.
Yes.
No, I remember you always being in the art room all the time. I remember that. Yep, 100%. Well, that's nice to hear. So did you enjoy your tertiary studies? Sounds like you did.
I did. Yes. I really, really actually, I really loved it. It's the best place to be. You can just really ask any questions you want. But yeah, obviously right now universities aren't great, but yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give year 12s when choosing their tertiary studies?
Um, that's a really good question. I know a lot of people studying degrees that they're not completely in love with, or are doing it just for financial gain, or because they think other people want them to do that, or because other people are telling them to. But I think if you're not ready to choose a degree that really aligns with you and your values and what you want to be in this world, then take some time to think about that, because we're not always ready to, I guess, get into that world, because it's really hard. Like uni's pretty hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work to do. It's
Yeah.
very different to school. You haven't got someone that's going to always push you, because it's quite self-regulated learning on a whole different degree. So I think really just have a good think about what you want to do. And then if you choose something, that's great. And if you want to change, that's also fine. So don't think that you're going to stick to the same thing forever, because like everything's subject to change, and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Nice advice. Well, let's get into the so it's been 5 years and you're a practicing artist, and we've got some images to show our audience, but right now at the moment, what have you got on? I can show the viewers, but you know what? Maybe you can explain a few things. So explain the gallery that you have, the exhibition it's called, yeah? What have you got on right now? And I'll bring it up.
So it's called Tight Knit, the Fabric of Connection. Yes, that's it. That
Wow.
one. Can't really see, like you can see a little bit of it on that image, but there is also stuff on the other side of the gallery.
Okay.
But I can walk you through it a little bit about what's going on. So over the past year, actually, no, step back. So first year of university, I was looking at painting and breaking down the idea of painting.
Tight knit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was breaking down that idea of like what painting is, and I liked the use of color, and I just wanted to see if you could sort of make knitting into painting. So when you have lots of colors on a wall, it's like a weird cross section.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it looks a bit like painting at the same time.
Okay.
But
And that's at Glen Ira, yeah?
yeah.
And it's on going till the
March 9th.
Okay. And sorry, keep going. Yeah. It's just interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. But once I sort of like looked into that was with my lecturer. We were with at uni, and he was like, okay, well, let's like kind of break that down a little bit more. And then I started knitting a lot, and I kind of used knitting as a way to sort of create images. And over lockdown as well, not to talk about that a lot, but it was the beginning of, I guess, my artistic career, so it has to sort of play a bit of a part. During that time, I started doing knitting over a video call with my grandma, because she didn't really have anyone else to sort of engage with. And that was, I guess, the only way that we could connect. And that gave her like an outlet of like communication with sort of, the outside world in like a consistent way. So I would knit during my lectures, and then I'd kind of visit her. We got the chance to. And then at the end, she helped me cast off. So there was obviously a long time where I couldn't really see her. So we did it over FaceTime. So that's sort of like this idea of like building community and like looking at human connection. And then I picked this body of work up again and have been working on it for a bit of like over a year or so.
Okay.
Applied
You
for the
knitted
gallery.
all that?
So I didn't need all of that. I actually ran weekly knitting groups.
Okay.
And got lots of people to come,
Wow.
and they all knitted a scarf or even like this much, like the tiniest amount.
And would you and this here, this image here that we've got here,
Yeah.
that's a TV with you knitting, and then it's connected to. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, actually that's a chair over there in front of it. So
Right. So it's just the chair. It's not part of the.
No.
I thought this cable was connected to the chair, and it's like representing a big ball of wool, and you're knitting through the TV, and it's happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like
It
a.
is so beautiful. But no.
That I literally thought that. I thought that this was like a, like some sort of. Well, it's in an art gallery. Yeah. I'm very impressed. I love this stuff. So. How do you promote your work? So we do have your website here, which we're going to bring up, but how do you promote your work?
So I guess through connections that I made at uni, through like a lot of it is through speaking to people individually, but I've also been working on a few other things behind the scenes currently. And yes, I've got my website.
I'll bring that up for us right now.
Yeah.
I just want to put it there. Transition. There we go. Okay, so this is your website. Shaked Gozlan. Subscribe to my newsletter. Will do. Exhibitions. And we've got the current exhibition. There we go. The tight
check it out.
Tight knit. Yeah. Past exhibitions. Mada now. Koste Nana. Now, I actually asked someone at Yav what that means, and it means the quick. What? Give me a clue. Eating. Drinking of the water.
So close.
No, that's from June. The Kitzas Chadarach is the quickening of the way. Sorry. And the Kitzas Chadarach, that's from June. The Koste Nana is drinking of the
hot water.
The hot water. Soup.
No.
No soup?
No.
Just tea.
Yes.
Tea, yeah.
Tea.
Kashrut tea.
Of course.
Of course.
BH.
This is pretty. Should we have a look at this?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so 2023. Oh yeah, look at that. It's amazing. Well, our viewers have got the website here, which is really cool for them to see. But so you update this obviously frequently. Yeah, you got your projects, the stitch.
Yeah, I had that on for people to access the stitch, which was our weekly knitting group. So
Okay.
yeah, I did it with the Godfrey Community House. They're amazing.
Okay.
So I had a knitting group there, and I also ran a smaller knitting group at home. Yeah, and then everyone knitted a scarf, and I stitched them all together to create this big community blanket. So that was that big thing.
That's so nice.
The exhibition space. Yeah, and the video that you were pointing at before, actually.
Yeah.
It's a video of me knitting with ridiculously large needles.
Wow.
Big fat chunky yarn as well.
Okay.
And it reflects like my very first scarf. So my very first scarf that my grandma helped me cast off, is like a little small grey one. So I wanted to make that but a lot larger because I guess now I've like progressed from that time. And then I've got a bunch of words next to it that says in, over, round and pull over and over again. So they're aligned like two of these strips next to each other. But yeah, so that was that work on the left side of the exhibition space in the image earlier. But the video work reflected that.
Okay. Well, the VCE Studio Art Making class want to come visit. So the details that we've got, February 13th to March 9, Gallery 2. I think that's where the B'nai B'rith is held as well.
Yeah,
and you may have won a B'nai B'rith award back in the day. Yeah, well done. And who pushed you to enter that B'nai B'rith Awards competition?
Oh, who was it with that one?
It was me.
Was it? Yeah,
it was me.
It was Jessica.
So let's just say technically, without me pushing you in the B'nai B'rith, then all this, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have happened.
It's true.
It is. One. You would have just been playing Fortnite in 2020.
100%.
Like everyone else was.
Yeah.
Is there this sounds great. I mean, enough jokes, but this this sounds great, and I'm looking forward to the I'm sure the VCE class are really looking forward to seeing that. Was there anything else I needed to ask? I just wanted to did you want to like leave us with any final words or like about your journey and about just some inspirational words for our VCE class maybe? about your whole journey from doing studio art making and exhibiting to now. What can you tell us?
I think the works that I've made for studio art, well, it was called studio art back then. I know the study design has changed. That body of work is really, really different to what I'd be making now, but it just looks visually different. But for me, the same sort of way that my brain works and the same sort of themes are still being explored. And I'm really I'm still really happy with that. Because I remember in studio art we would look at lots of super visual art, like painting, like the classical mediums. But I think for me, taking a bit of a step into more contemporary art has been really fun. And yeah, some people might be like, is that even art? But I think it's really great to really think about that question and think about what is the meaning behind things and what it all really represents and the value of a discussion. So yeah, that's my advice, is to really just like push your boundaries, take on all and every criticism. Criticism is great. It's your like best friend. So just take it on and sit with it for a while and just keep growing. I feel so wise.
It's inspirational words. And you're right. The folio, you do have a lot of feedback, and you're inspiring me. And I'm just going to say this. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. I wanted to say that I myself love drawing. Okay, like I can draw nice houses and flowers and, you know, cartoon characters and stuff like that. And the art teachers now, they're like, you can't draw, get over it, go and film something. I'm like, no, but I want to. But I feel that's, you know, it's my calling. It's art, correct? Even if it looks, you know, it could just be, yeah. What do you think? Or should I just like, yeah?
To most people, I would say, yeah, like explore any sort of medium. But you know, in this case, I feel like we're not really there.
Oh, good. Wait, hang on. Wrong button. Just a joke. Well, Shaked, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast. It's been a long time coming. We've planned this for a couple of years now, but we finally got you on here, which is great. And it's the first alumni podcast, and hopefully we can continue this. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on the Yavneh Media Studio Arts Alumni podcast. It's been great. And yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Todaro Bar, and don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. We've had Shaked Gozlan here, the artist, and she's got her own gallery. You've seen the details. Get onto it. Go visit. And it's great to have Yavneh talent come back through the Yavneh gates and want to have a chat to her favorite teacher. Oh, joking. All right. Thank you so much. See you guys then. Todaro Bar. Bye.